I don't know about you, but every time I hear the song Get Back from the Beatles, I almost feel like it was written for today. Get back, Joe. Go home. I mean, that's what I want Joe Biden to do in November. Go home. Then it talks about Loretta Martin, who thought she was a woman, but she was another man. Go home, Loretta. Get back to where you once belonged. Ooh. It's kind of sad that I'm so deep into politics that my brain can't help but connect that song with what's going on in the world today. It's been happening for a while, though. Maybe you guys remember a video I did called Bernie and the Leftists, back when Bernie was running for president.
Bernie and the Leftists. Kind of sounds like the name of a terrible rock band, doesn't it? And they only know one song.
Leave it till tomorrow to unpack my case. Honey, disconnect the phone. Back in the USSR. Don't know how lucky you are, boy. Back in the USSR. We should all be so lucky.
When I look at the state of our country today, some of the time I feel like it's never been better and I have a bit of optimism for the future. And other times, I feel like there's no hope. Relative to many people around the world and to virtually everyone who died before 1950, our lives today as Americans, in general, are pretty great. But I think feeling blessed to be where I'm at right now, while having no hope for the future, is a valid view to have in today's America. I personally think that I've lived in the best time America has had to offer. It doesn't mean that the future can't be better, but it's hard to imagine that it will be. With the global elites, our government, most of the media, Hollywood, our educational system all being in cahoots with each other to completely control how we live, the future looks bleak. And it's actually worse than that. They're not trying to control society because they know what's best, although I think many who go along with them think that's the case. It's about destroying our current society to create a society where they have all the power and wealth. That's why they want to destroy the nuclear family. It's why they want our children on drugs. It's why they want open borders. It's why they're spending us into a financial collapse. It's why they pit black versus white, rich versus poor, men versus women. And it's why they pretend we're supposed to take people like this seriously.
So we were talking A6, 845? Yeah. That works for me.
All right.
She's really smart. She sounds like she's got the right idea about things. I really support what she's up to, and I think it's fabulous.
The people in power want us to believe that it is normal for a 70-year-old man, a public defender, to dress like a clown version of a woman. Those boobs and makeup are ridiculous. How does society benefit from normalizing this? It doesn't, of course. To understand the people who are trying to control us, let's look at our own lives for a second. Who do you care about most? Yourself? Your family? Your pets? Your friends? Your community? It's human nature to prioritize one's well-being. Now imagine that you have the power to create the life you want, but it's at the expense of other people. It would take great integrity and moral character to not take advantage of that power. Now think of all the people you know who don't have great integrity or moral character. As the global elites continue to strive for total control of how we live, they're doing everything they can to destroy everything that is normal. Even the word normal has been demonized. As far back as 2013, Psychology Today told us that the word normal extinguishes the very variation, biological and behavioral, that is core to humans' ability to evolve and adapt. But that's just nonsense. The ability of a human to adapt is normal. What's not normal is societal leaders trying to force us to celebrate mental illness. Imagine being the judge in a case where the lawyer is dressed like a clown. How hard would it be to take anything he says seriously? Do you guys remember the TV show MASH? The character Maxwell Klinger wore dresses. Why? Because he didn't want to fight in the war. It was his attempt to show that he's incompetent. And now, just 50 years later, not only are we supposed to take this lawyer seriously, the army will now pay for a mentally ill person to have their healthy body parts cut off at their request. It's completely ludicrous. So that brings us to this question. Why would the people in power want our society in disarray? Because the people in power get to provide the solutions to our problems. Let's just focus on what they're doing to our children. They're trying their best to scare, confuse, and medicate them. while at the same time actively destroying the future of their country with a pending financial collapse? In what kind of a society would those in power actively pursue policies that hurt the next generation? A society run by power-hungry, greedy, selfish swindlers. And that's enough to make you feel hopeless. But we have to refuse to become hopeless because that's what they want. They want us to give up. And that's the simple truth. So if we're not going to give up, what can we do to improve the future of our country? I know it feels like nothing at this point, but that can't be the answer. Obviously, we have to vote, but can you do more? Can you work the polls at your polling station? If you live in a state with legal ballot harvesting, can you help your neighbors get their ballots turned in? You can also spend your money in a way that supports businesses and organizations that align with your values. Have a kid in school? Join the PTA. Go to city council meetings. Run for office yourself. And spread the message. We have to be active in the conversation, and we can't be afraid to speak up. I would also like to hear what you guys think we can do to get this country back on track.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. And if you all want to support this channel, check out the links in the description, and let's keep putting some common sense back into the great debate.